Okay, the video I'm going to do tonight isn't a video I particularly like to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I've thought about this video, and I just, I saw it, I think a couple days ago, and I keep thinking about it, and um, I just want to, you know, say what I want to say about it, and that's what this video is about. I'm going to do this video for actually three reasons. The first reason is I live in the state of California, so I'm a California resident. The second reason is I'm familiar with the area where this young man was killed. It's the Fresno, Clovis area. It's a big area, popular area for wrestling. I have two sons that wrestled. Both of them wrestled Division I, and they wrestled in high school. And we would go up to that area every year for wrestling tournaments. And I, been up there a lot. And when I heard the kid's name on the police frequency radio, and they said he was from Clovis, immediately I thought of that area of Clovis because it's a big wrestling area, and we go up there a lot. So I thought about that, and I wanted to make the video. And the third reason I'm making this video is because I'm a parent myself, and I can imagine how someone would feel if their child or their kid was involved with something like that, like this. One of the benefits of what I do is I'm on the internet a lot. In fact, I'm on the internet all day long. I'm a developer. I'm developing things constantly on the internet, and often I'm on the internet, so I'm able to see news websites. One of the news websites I go to is USA Today. I happened to notice this clip a few days ago and watched it, and then kind of wanted to see what other people had to say about it, and after watching a few other people say a few things about it, I thought I wanted to say something about it, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. If you don't know about this video, I would tell you to watch it. I'm going to put a link on it below. The young man that got killed, his name is Dylan Noble. And what happened was he's at the wrong place at the wrong time. They were looking for somebody, or somebody had made a report that someone up in that area was carrying a gun. While they were looking for somebody like that, they ran into this kid. He was driving really recklessly, and they followed him. He didn't go very far. He pulls into a gas station, and obviously he's going through something. They ask him to exit the vehicle and show his hands. And I don't believe that they ever thought that he was a threat, because if they thought he was a threat, they would have killed him right away. As soon as he got out of the vehicle, they had to killed him. But obviously, in him getting out of the vehicle, they were able to see both of his hands, and they could see that he didn't have a gun in either one of his hands. They didn't know what he had in his behind his in his waistband on his jeans or whatever he was wearing. They didn't know what he had there, but they were thinking maybe he had something. I think that's why they ended up shooting him. But the real disturbing part of this whole video is that he exits the vehicle. He obviously doesn't have anything in either hand. They don't know if he has anything in his waistband in the back, but through the whole process of seeing him, I don't think they probably thought that he did, although he may have. That's something that nobody would know unless they were actually there. But they almost challenging him. You can see he says something about he wants to end his life. I hate my life, something like that. And right after he says that, they shoot him. And then on the ground, which is the really, really bad part about this, they shoot him again after he's already on the ground. And they're telling him to raise his hands after he's already been shot. And not only do they shoot him on the ground, they shoot him with a shotgun. So, I mean, if you had any chance of surviving the first two shots, after they shoot him with the 12-gauge shotgun laying on the ground, I mean, that's a death kill no matter what. You're going to bleed out. That's double buck, whatever they have, where they're carrying in those 12-gauge rounds, and it's just going to tear you up, and they're never going to be able to fix it. You're going to die, and it basically killed him. And the sad part about this whole thing is they're probably going to get away with this. The police will probably argue that they were felt in fear of their lives, and they're not going to have to. Nobody's, it's investigation is going to be over with. Maybe the family gets a little bit of compensation for it. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they'll get something. There'll be some sort of lawsuit and settlement. But the bottom line is that a young man, 19 years old, got killed. He got killed because he was probably having a bad day. Everybody has him. Obviously, he wasn't doing what the police told him to do. But I don't know that not complying with every little thing a police officer tells you is enough reason to be, executed or shot and killed, which is really what happened here. So it's very disturbing. And like I say, being a California resident, knowing the area pretty well, and having kids myself, I'm disturbed by this video. I'm very disturbed by it. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have been pretty careful with this kid myself. I mean, he obviously had some things going on, and he wasn't obeying the police officers. And I mean, nobody would advocate that. I don't think anybody would ever abdicate not doing what a police officer told him to do. I mean, like someone once told me, you don't argue with cops that carry guns, and that's what happened here. But cut him some slack, man. The kid is having a bad day. He obviously got out of the pickup. He was going to. The officers told him to do something. He was going to challenge their authority. And instead of them de-escalating the situation and backing off from it, and trying to tell him just to relax and not to make any, they kept challenging him. He said, don't walk forward, don't walk forward. Well, he's gonna walk forward because that they're telling him just to do the opposite. So he's going to challenge their authority. That's what happened. And they told him he was going to shoot him. And the saddest part about this video is once the officer shoots him with the shotgun at point blank range when he's laying on the ground, after he's already been shot, telling him to raise his hands. And come on, you just got shot a couple times in the stomach. The involuntary, your involuntary reflexes is going to be to reach down to where you got shot. You're not going to want to raise your hands after you've been shot in the stomach a couple times. And then he goes ahead and blasts him one more time when he's on the ground with the double buck, with the shotgun, 12-gauge shotgun, probably double buck shot. And then he says, please, after he shoots him again, he says, don't move up, please stop. So he's asking him to please stop after he's just got through shooting with his shotgun on the ground. It's a really horrible video. It's a really horrible video. I just want you to watch it. I see these all the time. These people get shot by police officers when they don't just do every little thing the police officer says exactly the way the police officer tells them to do it. If they don't do it, something happens like this. And this kid's 19 years old, was 19 years old, and he won't have a chance to live a life or have a family or grow up. He was killed, and I don't know what's going to come out about how the officers are going to react to this. I'm sure they're going to say they felt like they were threatened. And I don't know where the objective standard is on that. I mean, can you just feel like you were threatened, or is it just that, he had a little bit of, just a little bit of, the feeling that maybe he did have a weapon on him. And that's the reason that they killed him? Just a little bit of feeling they had a weapon on him? I mean, I don't think they felt that he was that much of a threat, or they would have shot him the second he stepped out of the vehicle. They wouldn't have waited 12, 13 minutes into that, or however many long it was, a few minutes into this thing before they shot him. So anyway, I just, like I say, I didn't really want to make the video, but it is what it is. I think people should see it. And I think people should say something about it too, because I think they overreacted. I think that this is probably going to be justified killing. I don't think the police officers will get into any kind of difficulty for this. I think they will say that they were feeling threatened, and I suppose when push comes to shove, they're going to be able to argue that point, and they'll argue that point successfully. I do believe that there was a small chance that he did have a weapon, and that's just going to be enough. It's a very subjective thing, and I think they'll never see much out of this. It's going to be settled because the cops are going to be vindicated. But I personally don't think it was right, and I'm saddened that this kind of stuff happens, and I'm saddened that it happens in the state I'm from, and I'm saddened that it's happened up there in Fresno, which is where I'm very familiar with, and I like going up to Fresno. I enjoy that area. I think it's a nice area. I've always enjoyed going up there, and I probably will go back. I'm just very, very sad that the police officers have to react that way to some young man that, I've probably seen up in that area many, many times, someone just like this kid that got killed, and probably saw him, all the times we went up to Clovis High School for wrestling tournaments and so forth. This is the kind of kid that I used to see up there all the time. So anyway, it's a sad, sad deal, and I really do feel like people should say something about it, and I do think the police should be a little bit calmer in their approach to people, especially when a kid jumps up and says, hey, I want to kill myself. Obviously that's somebody, or I hate my life, or whatever he said. That's obviously somebody that you're that isn't having, you know, it's having some problems, and just to shoot them outright is pretty sad, pretty sad. So anyway, I appreciate you listening. Thank you.